Lot 7, tag 2905, bred like a lot of the really nice stuff that's floating around out there in the club calf world right now. What can you tell us
So
about him?
there's actually him and eight. They're flush mate brothers. So we had one last year. We got an end god cow. We call her Six. She's been doing a really, really nice job for us. And we had a brother last year that was just her natural calf, AI calf. A lot of people would have known him around here. We called him Sunshine. But Six, she does not have a operating quarter, and I did not know that until last year. Um, she never had a big milk production, but for whatever reason, like none of them operate. And so I didn't realize it till the calf last year was probably a week old.
Wait, are
So
you saying like none of the four
they
work?
don't work.
Like at first, I thought you meant like one of the four was
No,
like, which would still be bad on a lot of club
no,
calf
no,
cows. If we're being
they don't
honest, but
work.
you're 0 for 4.
Yeah,
Okay,
0,
yeah,
0 for
that's
4.
rough. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, 0 for 4. And so the calf orphaned very early and got to where when we was feeding, we got a hand feeding the creep pens because of the pigs. So every day got to where you was kind of petting on him. So I give him to Angler, my son, and kind of thought maybe he'd want to show. And he took to it for about 60 days and everybody was loving on him. And there was a lot of people that loved that calf and wanted to buy him, but at the time they thought he was going to show him. In about mid-April, Angler decided that he didn't want to show. So calf wound up. Tony Jeffs buys him and winds up at Randy Pode's barn, and Libby showed him, and they won a ton of stuff with that calf and neat. I mean, he no doubt in my mind he'd been a high placer at Fort Worth. They obviously made the right decision. They had a second in Denver and a second at Fort Worth and some heavier classes. And I would say the Sunshine would have landed somewhere in the middles, but everybody can say what they want to. Hindsight's 2020, but he would have been a high placing calf. He was very, very high quality. So we made more. Got this one here. Maybe a lot of people have called him a shorthorn. He does not shorthorn, in my opinion, in Texas. Way too orange. Maybe a shorthorn in Oklahoma. Ridiculous hair. Calf. This one's still just a little bit thin. He hasn't just got it on like the others, and he weaned thin. I'll blame it on the reset, but got the right lines, got the right build. He's real big legged. He needs to go ahead and come on with it. And I think that he will, knowing what that one did last year. But cool parts and pieces, awesome color. I'm telling you, this thing's hair quality is out the roof. But I like the calf. I like his design, and I feel confident in what's to come. I mean, I would say of our early visitors, everybody's asked about the calf. I'm just telling you how I see him. He's definitely one of the thinner calves on the sale, but I thought he was in good enough rig that we went ahead and put him on here. And then the brother